Hey Diamond Beauties, today I'm going to show you how to get a nice looking brow even when it's time to visit and get it waxed. The eyebrows, in my opinion, are the foundation of any good look, and they help to frame and shape your face. So first I'm going to start off by using my NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and the color is Brunette that I'm using. I also have a spoolie. For your concealer, you're going to need some type of a small angled brush. I'm also using the NYX Brow Mascara, or you can use any type of brow gel or brow tint. Also, I have the NYX Concealer Palette that I'm going to use to conceal. First, you want to start off by using your spoolie, and you want to brush your brows in place, and you want to brush them in the direction that they naturally grow. That way you'll get the most natural looking brow possible when you brush them in the direction that they naturally grow. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start by using the NYX Micro Pencil or whatever pencil you choose. I personally like to start at the bottom. This way I'm giving myself a foundation. When you start off at the bottom and you just follow your natural brow, I'm not overextending it. I'm following, the natural shape that my brows normally grow in, and the tail and everything, I'm just extending it ever so slightly. But as you can see, all I'm doing is pretty much just tracing my brow. You want to do this for the bottom, and then you're going to also do it for the top as well. I generally start a little bit behind the front of the brow. As you can see, I'm starting maybe about a third of the way back. That way, if you start in the front, you kind of sometimes get like a little bit of a boxy look. So I start a little bit behind the front. Now what you see me doing, I'm just taking the brow pencil and I'm just doing short, soft, light strokes. That'll give you a hair-like effect. It'll make it look like you're creating hair. You're not drawing and you're not coloring it in too harshly to create an unnatural look. You can also do this with brow powder, or like a dip brow, or any brow product that you choose. In the front of my brow, I'm just flicking my brow pencil in an upward motion. Most people, the front of your brows, they grow up, and the rest of the brow, it tends to grow, to the left or to the right. But the front generally tends to grow in an upward motion. So here I'm just continuing to fill in areas that are a little bit sparse, or areas that I want, a little bit more coverage, or it looks like, it was a little space there. And then after I deposit any type of color or put anything on my brows, I always like to go back in with my spoolie, and I always brush in the direction that the hair naturally grows to make sure that I'm getting all that product evenly distributed and that everything is nice and neat. So now what I'm doing is, again, I said I need a wax. So I'm taking my tweezers, and I noticed some hairs that are just sticking out, some hairs that need to be plucked. So I'm just plucking those hairs away. And again, you can do this at any time, especially when you know that you need to visit and go get a wax or tweeze or threading, however you get your brows done. This is a good way to extend the length of that. Now I'm using this Essence of Beauty brow powder. I'm using the dark brown color, and I purchased this from Walgreens. You can get it from any local drugstore. And I'm just going in and I'm using that powder to set my brows. That way, all of the product that I just distributed, I'm just going to ensure that, number one, it doesn't move and that it doesn't get wiped off or sweated off. And then again, I'm taking my spoolie and I'm going back in to evenly distribute all of that product that I just put down on my brow. And I just noticed some areas in the front that needed a little bit more coverage. So I went back in with my pencil, and again, I'm taking my spoolie and I'm going to go ahead and blend that in again. Now I'm using the NYX Concealer Palette, and I'm using my angled brush or my flat brush. And I'm just going to begin to trace the bottom of my eyebrow. By doing this, you're cleaning up any mistakes that you may have made, and it also gives you a look that you just got your brows waxed. And it can also act as a brow highlight if you plan on doing any type of eyeshadow look or doing a full face of makeup. It really does tend to highlight the brow, and I like the way it looks like that. So here you'll notice that I'm beginning to pull the concealer in a downward motion and pull it out and away from my brow. That way you can blend that concealer out and there's no obvious harsh concealer lines or anything like that. This next step is optional. Sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't, just depending on the look that I'm going for. So I'm concealing the top portion of my brow as well. This will also give you a nice, clean, crisp look. And to blend that out, you just want to pull up and away with your brush. And you can continue to go back in and conceal and clean up any areas that you're not satisfied with or any mistakes that you may have made. And again, you just want to use your fingers or you could use a brush, and you just want to completely blend in all that concealer with your skin. And then in this look, I don't have on any foundation or anything, but that also helps as well. Again, I'm going back in with my spoolie to make sure that I blend everything together and everything is evenly distributed. I did my second eyebrow off camera, but now I'm taking just a $1 e.l.f. blending brush and I'm blending out all the concealer that is still left invisible. Again, if you're going to do a full face and use foundation, that will also help cover up the concealer. But you just want to make sure that you blend out all that concealer so that there's no obvious concealer lines or halo effect. And again, I'm just checking to make sure that everything is blended. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my spoolie again. The spoolie is your best friend when you're doing your eyebrows, child. So take that spoolie and just make sure that everything is to your liking and to your satisfaction. You want to brush everything in place. Now I'm going to use the NYX eyebrow mascara. And you can also use a clear brow gel, or you can use some type of a tinted brow gel. And what this does, it just helps you to fill in any additional sparse areas. And also the brow mascara and the brow gel, it does ensure that your hairs are all going in one direction and that your eyebrows are on fleek, honey, and that those brows are not going to move throughout the day. Again, since we placed down some product, we want to take our spoolie and just distribute everything. That's pretty much the final look. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you and talk to you soon.